upon a time, deep in the English countryside, there lived a mother pig and her 3 sons. Here are the 2 older brothers. And here's their little brother.
Wow, look at that. Bunnies. All gone. Oh, wow. Donut. Hey, guys, come here and look at the donut.
Donut? Oh, I wonder what's next.
Ah! Ow! Ow!
Yoo-hoo, boys, it's time to do your chores. Hurry home now.
Okay, guys, time to go home. Hurry up. Oh, no, those guys are goofing off again. Mom's going to be angry.
And as always, every time their mother would ask them to do something, the 2 older brothers would run away and hide. Now, is that any way to act? To leave their little brother with all the work? The second brother was always running off to play with his friends. Uh-oh, it looks like he's going to see his girlfriend today. Ha-ha. Uh-oh, it looks like he's embarrassed. One day, the mother called the 3 little pigs together. Children, the time has come for each of you to learn to build your own house. It's time you all learn to take care of yourselves. It won't be easy. The 2 older brothers were surprised. They thought that if they each had their own house, they could sleep as late as they wanted and play all the rest of the day.
My own house? Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Okay, but you must be careful to build a sturdy house. If you don't, you'll have no protection from the wolf.
Yeah! Did you say wolf?
That's right. When the people in the village see the wolf coming, they ring the bell in the old church tower. When you hear that bell, be sure to run home as fast as you can.
Okay.
Lock the door, and don't you dare peek outside. And so the 3 little pigs started to build their own houses.
All right. Yay!
The straw house wasn't very good looking,
Looks pretty good to me.
but it was very warm and comfortable inside. The second little pig built his house out of wood. And in no time at all, the second little pig had finished his house of wood. But the youngest pig was not finished yet, because he was working very slowly and carefully on building a very solid foundation for his house. Then came a very cold winter. The first pig made his bed out of straw. It was very warm. The second pig was always playing with his friends. But the youngest pig's house was not finished yet. He had to work on his house throughout the cold winter. Brrr. Finally, winter ended and spring arrived.
Yay! Hooray! I'm finished. At last I'm finished.
Finally, the youngest pig was finished.
What a
Funny-looking house. Nobody's gonna want to play in that house.
You said it.
Suddenly, it's the warning bell. That bell means that a wolf is coming.
What? Help! Ah! Hey, you're in my house! Yay!
Something sure smells good around here. Looks like the house of a delicious
Oh, no.
little
What am I
pig.
gonna do
Come on,
now?
little pig. Why don't you just open the door? What do you say? What do you say?
No way I'm opening that door, yeah!
That's not very nice. Didn't your mother teach you any manners? It wouldn't be right just to eat you without saying hello. Come on, show me your manners now.
What kind of manners will it be if you eat me all up? No way!
My, what a rude little pig. I do believe you have hurt my feelings. I'm afraid I have no choice but to gobble you right up.
Help!
Ugh.
Help! Phew!
Well, I might as well take care of these two little guys all at once. Pork chops. Hey, why don't you guys open up and let me in?
No way. I built my house of wood.
Oh, is that right? I've got something right here that should be able to take care of that. Yes, sirree.
That's right. A house made of wood is no good against fire.
Let's get out of here!
Doo-doo-doo. Wow, 3 of them together. What luck! Well, I think it's about time to set the table. Ouch! That's it!
But no matter how hard that wicked wolf tried, he could find no way into the little pig's house of stone. That mean old wolf had never been so frustrated. So near and yet so far from 3 of the choicest little pork chops he'd ever seen.
That's it! Yeah! The chimney! All fixed up. Here I come, you little piggy!
But the well-fed wolf got caught in the chimney.
Hey, let's give this guy a hot foot.
Oh, no! Oh, let me out! Ah! Oh, ah! Ah! Ooh, ah! Ah! Let me out! Let me out! Ah! Ah! Ooh, ah! 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 Achoo! My goodness. I don't know what could have gone wrong. Nothing like this ever happened to me before. Little pigs these days just don't have any manners. Oh, well. I guess I'll just have to settle for a hamburger and fries at the drive-in. Achoo!
Yippee! Hooray! 3 cheers for Spunky! Hooray! you, little brother.
That's right. If you hadn't built your house of bricks, we'd be goners for sure.
Oh, gee, guys, it was nothing. Really.
Oh, Spunky, you're too much. What a brother.
The two older pigs had learned their lesson, and both agreed that they would never laugh at their little brother again. The story of two spoiled little bears from Hungary. Once upon a time, long, long ago, there stood a very tall mountain that reached up into the clouds and was covered with ice the year round. And on the far side of that ice mountain, there was a very deep forest that was always covered with fog. And on the far side of that forest, there lay a valley of dreams, where all birds and animals lived in peace and happiness. It is said that the stream that fed the valley ran rich with milk and honey, that the trees were always full of delicious fruits and nuts, and that the lake was jumping with fish for the bears and otters to eat. It was indeed a valley of dreams, and the birds and animals could not have had a more pleasant life. Among the animals in the valley, there lived two little bear cubs with their mother.
I'm bored. I wish that there was something interesting to do.
Me too. I'm just tired of sitting around here day after day.
I wonder what's on the other side of that forest over there. It sure looks interesting.
You see, the two little bears had lived their whole lives in the Valley of Dreams and had become a bit spoiled because of their very easy lives.
I don't know. I just have a feeling that there just has to be something more exciting and interesting for us on the other side of those mountains.
Huh? You could be right. I wonder if Mom would let us go take a look for ourselves.
The more the little bear cubs thought about those mountains, the surer they were that they had to go and explore them. So they asked their mother for permission to leave the Valley of Dreams.
But, Mom, you've just got to let us go and see for ourselves.
But if I've told you once, I've told you 100 times that there is no better place on earth for us to live than this Valley of Dreams. Remember?
But, Mom, if we don't see what the rest of the world is like, we'll never know how lucky we are to live here. Please, Mom, say yes.
Come on, Mom, please.
Please, Mom.
Those cubs were so persistent that there was no way that the mother bear could refuse them.
Well, all right. You win. Just be careful.
Oh, boy,
One more thing. You have to promise me that no matter what happens, that you will not quarrel or fight with each other. Because if you do, you can never return to this Valley of Dreams, and we would never be able to see each other again. Do you understand?
Mom, you can trust us. We promise never to fight or quarrel, right?
That's right.
Okay, then be on your way now before it gets dark.
And so the two little bear cubs set out on their great adventure.
Goodbye. Later.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, and remember what I said now. I don't know. I just hope they remember what I told them.
And so the two little bear cubs left the safety of their Valley of Dreams and headed into the dark, deep forest. They hiked from morning till night until they finally reached the mountain of ice. After many days, the bear cubs finally reached the outside world. And a good thing, too, because they had eaten all of the food that their mother had prepared for their journey.
Huh?
So this was the outside world. How different from their Valley of Dreams. No fruit trees, no berries, and no nuts. What were they going to eat? They walked and they walked until they finally found a stream. So they quickly prepared their poles and sat down to fish. But unlike their Valley of Dreams, the fish in that stream refused to be caught.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
We haven't eaten in days, so we thought we'd sit down here and try our luck at fishing.
Did you say fishing? Why, you can't catch fish like that. Why, the fish in the stream are much too smart to be caught with contraptions like that. They're probably down there laughing at you right now. You'd better watch how I do it. Wah!
Ah!
Oh! Yeah!
Wow!
It took me 2 years to learn how to do that. That's how you catch fish around here. You guys had better throw away those sticks and start practicing.
Well, their stomachs were empty, so the cubs had no choice but to try their luck at this new way of fishing. But it wasn't as easy as it looked.
Ow!
They tried again and again, but not one fish could they catch. In the Valley of Dreams, honey flowed like water. But in this land, getting the honey was no easy trick.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh! Hurry, hurry.
I don't know about you, but I can't go another step without something to eat.
Me, I'm starving. What'll we do?
Huh?
Hey, look! What's that?
It's cheese.
That's right. Someone had lost a big piece of cheese, and the bear cubs were delighted. They quickly began to divide it.
Oh, wait just a minute. If you cut it like that, your piece will be bigger than mine. You better let me cut it.
I wasn't trying to cheat you. You're just trying to get the knife so you can make your own share bigger.
For the first time in their lives, the two brothers began not to trust each other. Each was sure that the other was only trying to cut a bigger piece for himself.
No, not fair.
That's not it either.
Here, give me the knife. It's mine.
You think just because you're older than me, you can have it your own way.
Oh, don't, give me that. No.
Hey, what's going on here?
Why, it was a pair of foxes that happened to be passing by and heard the bear cubs quarreling. The little cubs began to explain their problem.
Well, if that's all the problem there is, my wife and I would be happy to divide the cheese for you.
Really? But you have to promise to split it evenly, okay?
Sure, don't worry about a thing.
Hey, that's not right.
Oh, my goodness. The knife slipped. I'll get it right this time.
That's not right either. His piece is still bigger.
What delicious cheese. You fellas were right. If we don't divide this perfectly, one of you will really be missing something.
I have a little more experience around the kitchen. Let me cut it for you.
All right, but please get it right this time, okay?
Don't worry.
Now this one's smaller than the other.
Well, what do you expect? This knife is so dull.
Well, what are we going to do now?
Well, Papa, you were right. This is the best cheese I've ever tasted. Here, you try again.
Okay, leave it to me. How about this, huh?
Now this side's smaller.
Oh, well.
In the Valley of Dreams, all the animals trusted one another, so it never occurred to the little cubs that they were being tricked. Right before their very eyes, that giant piece of cheese disappeared, one gulp after another.
There, I think that should do it. These pieces are exactly the same size. Go ahead now. See you later, suckers.
And with that, the foxes were gone, leaving the bear cubs with 2 tiny pieces of cheese, so small that they were gone in a single swallow. For the first time, the innocent little cubs realized that they'd been tricked.
It's all your fault. If you cut it right in the first place, we won.
What do you mean, my fault? If you hadn't have been so greedy, we wouldn't have gotten in this mess in the first place. Oh, yeah?
The little cubs were so angry at each other that they forgot their mother's warning and began fighting and quarreling. As the cubs began to fight, the magical forests and mountains that guarded their mother's land of honey and happiness came crashing down around them. They had broken their promise to their mother and lost their Valley of Dreams forever. The little brothers had learned their lesson and never again fought or quarreled with each other. But it was too late, and the path home had been lost. And to this day, the two bears still return, hoping for a glimpse of their mother in the Valley of Dreams. From Aesop's Fables, The Country Mouse and the City Mouse. Once upon a time, long, long ago, there lived a happy and contented young field mouse deep in the countryside of Greece. There was food aplenty, and the field mouse's life was about as carefree as one could be. He spent most afternoons curled up in the shade of a flower, without a worry in the world. But one day, the field mouse had a visitor.
Hey there, field mouse, it's me. I've come for a visit.
It was his friend, the city mouse, come to pay him a visit after many years. That night, the country mouse did everything he could to make the city mouse comfortable. He prepared a marvelous dinner of natural foods from the surrounding fields. But the city mouse seemed a little confused and out of place.
Is something the matter?
It's just that I'm a little confused. Certainly you don't expect me to eat things like corn on the cob, lettuce, nuts, and berries, do you?
Huh?
Why, I'm used to eating exotic cheeses, jellies, and sausages from all over the world.
Cheese, what's that?
What? You must be kidding. Don't tell me you've never even tasted cheese. Who ever heard of a mouse that didn't eat cheese? It's unbelievable.
He then began to tell his friend all about life in the big city.
Why, a city mouse would never be caught living in a hole like this. We live in a regular house. When it rains, the roof doesn't leak, and during the winter, we stay as warm as toast. And the food, why, you wouldn't believe the variety. There's salami, pastrami, and pork chops, and ham. And I'll bet you never even
City
had a
Mouse went
three-layer
on and on late into the night.
with coconut and almonds sprinkled on the top. And at night, we can go to 100 different places to listen to music. And if we're lucky, we might even get to dance with a cute little thing that'd set your whiskers to twitching.
I'd like to try living in a warm, dry house, nibbling Swiss cheese and dancing the night away. Maybe my life is a little too dull.
Yes, sir. You only live once. And like I say, you've got to make the most of it. Why, you're wasting your life out there in those fields. With nothing to do but go to bed early, you've made the right choice. I think you're going to love the city.
Well, you may be right. At least I've got to see for myself.
And so it was that the little field mouse from the country set off on his great adventure to the city down the river.
Let's go.
Right behind you.
The country mouse was overwhelmed by all of the new sights, sounds, and smells of the big city.
Yeah! Look out! Oh! Oh! Ow! 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 Ooh! Ow! 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 Hey, right, now don't get excited.
I'm all right. It was you jumping around like you had a fish in your pocket.
Well, just be more alert. You could have gotten a smash flat as a pancake. Yeah! Run for your life! Hey, are you crazy? Let's get out of here!
Oh, wait for me! Oh, wait! Wait! Huh? It's a mouse!
The poor little field mouse didn't mean to scare anyone. He was just trying to get away from that barking dog. So he ran and he ran, not knowing which way to turn.
Oh, my goodness! Hey, let me out of here! Let me out of here! Hello? Hey! Huh? Oh.
Hey, this is no time to take a nap. Come on!
Huh? Oh, boy, am I glad to see you.
Well, that was quite an introduction to city life. That country mouse had never run so fast in his entire life.
What are you talking about? That was nothing. Don't worry. You'll soon get used to things around here. Just be a little more careful, huh?
And so the city mouse led his country cousin along the underground sewer until he had reached his home.
Well, there it is. What do you think?
Wow!
The country mouse thought it was the most beautiful house he had ever seen. And the city mouse had his own little apartment up in the attic.
Well, home sweet home.
Wow-wee!
Well, if you think this is nice, wait till you check out the food.
Something sure smells good.
Wow, take a look at this.
Oh-wee, I've never seen so much food in one place. Sure does look good.
It's just about dinner time. What'd you say we drop down and help ourselves?
All righty.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
It was the city mouse's habit to do exercises before every meal. The country mouse had never seen anything like it.
Gotta stay in training for the big cat.
Did you say cat? What cat?
Nothing to worry about. He lives downstairs.
All the city mouse had to do was mention the word cat, and the country mouse joined right in with the exercises. He had enough trouble running away from the dog. If he expected to stay clear of the cat, he'd better get into shape. At last, they reached the food.
See? What did I tell you? Go ahead and help yourself.
Yahoo! Oh, me, yummy. It's a cat!
It's a cat!
That was really close, wasn't it?
I don't know, but I think I've had enough of your city life.
Don't be hasty. Things like this happen all the time. You'll get used to it.
Well, I don't know. I just don't think I fit in here.
Hey, where are you going? You're not leaving already, are you?
I'm going back to the country. I've seen all I want to see of city life. We may not live in big, warm houses and have fancy things to eat, but at least we can find peace and quiet.
Hey, wait! You can't leave now! I've already made plans for us to go out dancing! Hey, wait! Huh?
The country mouse had had enough of the big city's excitement, and he couldn't wait to get back to his snug little burrow beneath the oak tree. It may be a little boring, but it was home to the little field mouse. And as for his city cousin, life for him went on the same. A constant race with that mean old cat from the food table to the safety of his attic home.
Yahoo! Safe again!
And so the moral of Aesop's story is that the grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence, but the truth of the matter is, there's no place like home.